Magi Madoka Magica was an anime released back in January 2011 and was directed by Akiyuki Shinbo of Bakemonogatari fame, and Gen Urobuchi, the same writer, wrote this. Let that goddamn thing haunt your nightmares. Now, of course, being a magical girl anime, one would expect naked lollies transforming into colorful girly outfits and fight monsters and shit, while having Yuri undertones and other things that are totally alright for kids, right? Thankfully, this anime has such things and gives it to you while rapidly kicking you in the balls throughout the span of 12 episodes. Oh yeah, motherfucker, this anime is special. Very special indeed. But the question is this anime really that good? Let's see and find out. Puella Magi Madoka Magica is mostly centered around our cotton candy-haired protagonist named Madoka Kaname, a middle schooler who goes to a school that looks more like an exotic glass mansion than a school. Lucky! After having a would-be lesbian dream about some girl fighting a dark monster, the type of dreams I usually have, she wakes up and does her usual morning shit like waking up her mother, picking a ribbon to wear on her edible hair, and eats breakfast in a house that anyone who isn't a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, gazillionaire would gladly kill for. After she leaves to go to a glass mansion, school, we then meet up with Sayaka Miki, a would-be lesbian, and he told me, a girl who we barely see and has almost nothing to do with the plot other than be a complete bitch. Once she and her friends get to the glass mansion, school, we get introduced to a girl named Hamura Kemi, a transfer student who is totally not sexually attracted to Madoka in any way, and totally isn't undressing her with her eyes. Anyway, Hamura tells Madoka about something about whatever, and oh Mado gets creeped out by it. Until she goes shopping. But as she and Sayaka are shopping, she hears a voice in her head and follows it into a dark place and finds a white cat creature named Kyubei, who's about as unsuspicious as a rapist crack dealer. Anyway, Hamura appears, we get a trippy ass scene where our main characters are being attacked, and then they get saved by a golden haired and totally Japanese Mami Tomoe, who loves her biscuits and tea. Cake 2. She takes the both of them to her place, where we then learn about the existence of Puella Magi, or Magical Girl, girls who have magical powers that can do a bunch of cool shit while having to fight dark and evil monsters called witches. Wow, and all you have to do is make a wish. Each magical girl carries a gem called a soul gem, a source of a magical girl's power that becomes more and more corrupt and will die if it becomes too dark. However, every time a magical girl defeats a witch, they are able to obtain something called a grief seed, so that they can clean their soul gems of impurity. Totally not a plot twist in the making. The series continues with the girls meeting Kyoko Sakura, a girl who, surprisingly, judging by how much she eats, doesn't look like she's 500 pounds. Hamura comes in, apologizes for attacking Kyubei, they join forces, defeat witches, have biscuits and tea, have sleepovers, go shopping together, discover the elements of harmony, defeat Nightmare Moon, and live happily ever after. Just kidding, this anime is darker than diarrhea. Puella Magi Madoka Magica's story plays almost like Faust, selling your soul to the devil just so you can have what you desire, but have shit hitting the fan by the end. Replace the devil with Kyubei, add magical girls, witches, trippy aesthetics, ultramodern aesthetics, head chomp, heartbreak, psychotic breakdowns, entropy, Yuri undertones, moments of killing a friend to save a friend, and time travel. This all makes what could have been a generic magical girl show into something totally mind-shitting. As for the characters themselves, they are a little generic at first, but when need to be, they really come into their own once the diarrhea flies everywhere. Madoka is obviously the star and the main centerpiece of the show. At first, she seems to have the innocence and the helplessness of a lolly getting dragged into a dark alley, but as the story goes on, when all this shit is happening to her friends in her life, she begins to gain courage to stand up, do whatever is necessary, and matures into an adult. Sayaka seems like a typical tomboy used for Yuri porn material, and is Yuri porn material, but when heartbreak and despair occurs, she begins to lose sight of herself and begins to become something she's not, and it doesn't end well. Hamura seems like she wants to undress Madoka and do scissors with her, but it turns out she wants to protect Madoka so she can finally undress and do scissors with her. Kyoko may be a lone wolf who doesn't give a fuck about anything but herself, but in the end all she wanted was to be Sayaka's lover and gain access into her pants. She had the most noble end. Mami seemed like she died one time, but she actually died 3 times. But then he got the motherfucker himself, Kyubei. Kyubei is an ambiguous little prick who on one side has good intentions and does what it does to keep the universe from totally fist-fucking itself, but another side leaves many lives being lost over the course of the existence of magical girls, and thus you just want to punch the shit out of it repeatedly. Kyubei is always in your face about making a magical girl contract, especially towards Madoka. It's always like, duh, I think I'm dying. Contract? No one comes to my dad's church and we're starving. Contract? The person I love is depressed because he can't play the violin anymore. Contract? I must protect Madoka, no matter what it takes. Contract? No, I already made one. Contract? I already made one. Contract? I wish you would die. Contract? Not to mention that when he gets cold, he lays it nice, hard, and thick for each character's assholes. Why, Kyubey? Why? Because the universe is fist-fucking itself really hard because of entropy, and the only way to keep it from getting completely fucked is to use human emotions as energy. Thus we turn you bitches into witches so we can milk that energy like the cows that you are. Plus, the amazing house you live in, and the spectacular school you go to, all because of magical girls, baby. What? Other characters include Madoka's wise MILF mother who likes to drink and gives Madoka advice, Madoka's dad who doesn't get any real screen time so he doesn't matter, Madoka's little brother who has the greatest introduction ever,
Mama! Mama! Asa! Asa! Okute! Mama! Mama!
so moving, Madoka's teacher who's always talking about guy troubles as if anybody cares, Butterdick, a violin-playing pussy who always cries all the time and is the center of Sayaka's affections, Hitomi, who also loves Butterdick and is a big reason why Sayaka turned to the dark side, and Walpurgis Night. It's fucking evil. Now you may be wondering why I'm not saying all these characters' names. Well, fuck it. I've been sitting here for hours writing this script and recording this audio. I just want to get to the presentation aspects now. Right off the bat, Madoka Magica is pure eye candy, not just from its animation but the aesthetics. The style is something I wasn't expecting from this show going in, but as soon as I saw the design of the first Witch's Labyrinth, I instantly adored the style it had. The character designs are also great, as each of them have pretty expressive looks that are heavily applied to each magical girl's outfit. But this anime doesn't only look great, it also sounds great. The Japanese dub of Madoka Magica is possibly one of the most memorable dubs I've ever heard, with each character sounding as believable as they can look. The music is top notch, with the use of classical sounding melodies and some guitar usage as well. I love the soundtrack so much, I have it on my PC and listen to it whenever I'm in the mood. Overall, Puella Magi Madoka Magica should be an example of a modern anime gem, taking typical magical girl anime elements, flipping them on their heads, and takes a glorious, beautiful, and graceful golden shit on it, and makes the show not something to imagine, but to see. Thanks to the brilliant direction, likable and memorable characters, effective use of plot twists, and an excellent visual and audio presentation, Madoka Magica is an edge-of-your-seat experience, and one of my favorite animes of all time. I give Puella Magi Madoka Magica a Lily Sato.